Okay, today we're going to look at the data profiler from Interzoid, where you can upload a CSV or TSV file and get an instant statistical profile of your data set structure, completeness, and quality. The data profiler shown here is a free browser-based tool that analyzes a data file and tells you what's really inside of it. You can upload a CSV or TSV file, and the profiler examines every column, infers the type of data that it contains, measures completeness, calculates statistics, detects exact duplicate records, and presents its finding as a ranked report with the most significant discoveries first. There's nothing to configure and no rules to define. The profiler works entirely from the data itself, which makes it an ideal first step before running a match, merge, or enrichment job. In seconds, you know whether your file is clean enough to proceed, has some issues or incompleteness to fix, or some other problems that you may not have realized that you had. Just a couple of prerequisites before you get started. You do need to have an Interzoid API key. The profiler is free to use, but an API key is required to identify the account, and it only lets you do so many analyses of data sets per day. It just takes a second, and no credits are consumed by profiling a data set. You just need an API key. And then, of course, you need to have a CSV or TSV data file. CSV means comma separated, or TSV is a TAS separated file that is essentially the data that you want to profile. Now, the first thing we're going to do is click Get Started. And of course, to analyze a text file, we need to upload it here. Now here I have a municipal data set from the city of San Francisco, a CSV file I just found on the web, so we will use this here as the basis of our analysis. You can see here there's a lot of different data rows. There's some headers at the beginning, and so we'll just analyze this and see what we have. So I will just click here to open the file. And you can see it's called SF City, the same file I just showed you. I'll select that, click open, and you'll see the first thing that it does is it gives you the first few records to take a look at. It shows a few columns, and we do have pre-selected here that the first row is a header record. We can unselect that and it will just take it as the first column, but we do have that. It is a CSV file. And then so the next thing that we'll do after this preview, and it does mean, by the way, it is a correct CSV file, because if it wasn't properly formed, it would show an error message. And so we do know that it is a properly formed CSV file. Then I'll click Next, and it tells us that there are 313 records with 8 columns, a header row. It's formatted as CSV. And now all we need to do is click Run Profile. And it does a quick analysis on the data. So it tells us the cell completeness. That's how many of the records within each column, almost 93%, have been actually have data in it. There's 0 duplicate rows. That's the total number of empty cells. And then we've got some messages here, some of the findings. There's a critical nonprofit EIN contains mixed data types. So the dominant type only matches 34%. So that's probably a column you want to look at. Only 42% of the rows, 42.8%, are fully complete. Some just different information here about each of the profiles. These are the column names. Now the nonprofit website, 100% of the values are URLs. Just kind of gives you some information. And then of course, a text report in terms of some different information about each column, top occurring values, and so forth. And so it's just a quick analysis. So if you have some CSV files and you're not sure if they're accurate or correct or exactly what you have, this is a great, free, easy tool to take a look at and see if there are any issues with a specific CSV file that you're working with. Now, this is a good first step in evaluating the data quality of a data set as part of any workflow. And then once it shows you where your issues are and you get them resolved where you can, Interzoid, of course, has some other tools and applications that help you go even further. For example, we have match reports that you can run that find inconsistent data, names such as Bob and Robert or Jim and James, different variations, company names, IBM, International Business Machine, just helping to identify things that are the same address, the same company name, but aren't spelled exactly the same. So that's one thing that you can do is identify inconsistent data, sometimes known as entity resolution. You can also enrich this data with third-party data sets, either predefined ones or ones that you create them yourself. And then, of course, you can combine data sets using the fuzzy match file merge, enabling you to pull multiple columns from multiple data sets and overcome data inconsistencies as part of the matching process. So it's very, very powerful. And you can find these tools by clicking resources here and going to Interzoid Central Command. And then you can see some of these different tools, the batch data matching, custom data creation for designing your own third-party data sets to append to your data, a lot of different APIs that you can make use of, and of course some other free tools that you can make use of as well. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, contact us at support@interzoid.com. And again, if you need an API key to run, just go to interzoid.com and sign up, get your free key, and you can use the data profiler as much as you need and with multiple data sets. Thank you.